Hey guys, it's Maxine. Thank you so much for watching. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I did a full head of highlights on my client here. I also lightened her natural base color to be more of a blonde base color with blonde highlights over it. And this client actually has well water, so I toned her hair in the end to get rid of all of this gold color. Obviously, the highlights also get rid of the gold color, but yeah, the toner in the end just brings this all together. And I'll be showing the exact formulas and toners that I use to get rid of the warmth in her hair, so definitely stay tuned for that part in the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for future color videos, and follow me on Instagram. It's at Maxine Glynn. Also, give this video a big thumbs up. And yeah, if you want to see how I did this full head of highlights on my client here, then definitely keep watching. So I'm starting off by taking a mohawk section, and by doing a mohawk section, I'm just taking each side of where they naturally like to part their hair. And if they go both sides with their part, then I would just say part it down the middle and then take each side of the part in the middle. But yeah, for her, I'm doing it on the side, and then I'm twisting it all the way up and clipping it out of the way. I'm also sectioning away each side of the head, and I'm just parting behind the ear where the back of the mohawk section is in the crown, and doing a part right behind the ear. The first section that I'm going to be starting on is at the nape of the head. And it's really important to start your first section here, because basically when this first section finishes processing and you're ready to rinse it out, you can lay your client back in the sink comfortably and rinse it out without having to worry about getting the rest of the sections wet if they're not done processing yet. So yeah, definitely put your first section at the nape. And the nape section, I did do a medium weave, and I'm going to be doing medium weave sections around the hairline as well. But on the rest of the head, I want to just take thin slices. I don't want to weave at all because I really want to get like as much of this gold out as possible. So I'm just taking a nice slice and I'm putting the lightener on the dark root, dragging it over this gold a little bit. And yeah, on this section of the head towards like the back here, it's obviously like a wide section on the back. So I always do one foil on the left and one foil on the right. Unless it's at the very nape or at the very crown, then you'll start seeing that I'm only doing one piece. And I want to be able to get the lightener as close to the root as possible, so by taking a slice that's not too wide for the foil, you'll be able to like make sure that on each end of the slice or the weave that you're working on, you'll be able to get as close to the root as possible with the lightener. If you take too wide of a section for the foil, then you'll see that it's harder to get like the sides close with the lightener. And yeah, so because of this client's well water, she definitely comes back to me with some darker gold pieces in her hair, and that's why you can see that I'm dragging the lightener down pretty far on a lot of these slices. I forgot to mention that the lightener that I'm actually using here is Matrix Light Master with 20 volume equal parts, and I kind of like my lightener to be a little bit medium, not too loose, not too thick. Okay, and now I'm doing the pieces around the face, and I always like to take diagonal sections around the face, especially in the hairline, because I just feel like when they wear their hair up or if they brush their hair back or whatever, it's a very natural way. You won't ever see any weird lines in the hairline and stuff like that. So the first couple of pieces in the hairline, I also always take weaves, and yeah, it's just a very natural way to do a highlight in the front. And for a full head of highlights, I always start my first section on the side at the bottom near the ear, and then I skip a section of hair, and then I take my next slice. So with every slice that I put in a foil, there is a slice left out that I didn't touch in between each foil, and that way you're going to keep some dimension in the hair. And then I just continued the same pattern on each side of the head. And now I've made it up to my mohawk section. I usually like to start in the back on the crown, and I take the slice of hair and I bring it towards the back of the head. And yeah, I just mark where like either the first foil is that I did on the mohawk or the last foil that I did on the crown of the head, just so that I know where my section in the back and the mohawk starts. And that way you won't get confused later when you're processing this. And I'm just going to keep taking slices of hair, painting them in lightener, and skipping a slice of hair in between each foil, all the way up until the hairline. Okay, so now I'm at the front of the mohawk right near her hairline, and the first piece I took a nice weave, and then the rest of the pieces I just started doing the slices just like I did with the rest. And I'm just going to continue this pattern all the way back until I meet the middle of the mohawk. And now I've finished my entire full head of foils, and I'm just opening up some of these foils just to see what they look like, to see how much time I want to process them for. And as you can see, they're still pretty yellow. It's actually still like a light gold, pretty yellow color, so I'm going to let this sit for a little while longer, probably like another 15 to 20 minutes. And once I have let them process longer, now I'm opening them up and you can see they're definitely way closer to the pale yellow. Of course, she still has well water in her hair, so it's still going to have a little hint of gold. So on her hair, I know not to go too crazy, and if there's any gold left over in the hair, I'll definitely just correct anything with a toner. So now I'm just pulling out the foils on the back and the side, and this is my coworker Mary photobombing me. So yeah, I'm just starting off with the back and the one side on the left, which is the first section that I started with, and I'm pulling that out because that's totally done processing, and I'm going to let the rest continue processing for a while, and probably another 15 minutes. And now all that's processed, so now I'm just pulling out all of the foils, and I'm giving her a nice good shampoo and conditioner and getting ready for the toner. And now I'm just towel drying my client's hair before I put the glaze on. And on this specific client, I want to also bump her natural root in between the foils with the glaze that I'm doing. So the brand that I'm going to be using is Wella, and I'm using the Illumina color line. And the formula that I mix up for her, I'm using the 1.9, so that's 6 volume. And I'm mixing with that 10 stroke 0, which is neutral, 10-3-8 and 10-6-9, which gives a lot of the like blue violet tones to cancel out this gold. And I'm just mushing this all throughout her hair, and I'm going to be rough sectioning each piece of hair because I want to make sure that it's definitely nice and mixed in. So I'm rough sectioning and putting a big glob of color at the root on each of these sections near her root, and then I'm just going to be working this down towards her end. And I literally sit here for like 5 minutes working this through really good because I want to make sure that it's definitely very well saturated. And I'm going to be putting a cap on her head, and because I'm lightening her base with this color, I want this to sit for a good 20 minutes. It's going to be enough time to lighten her base and deposit the tone into the ends of her hair and wherever we highlighted to get rid of this yellow gold tone and leave us with a very nice shiny blonde color. So yeah, and the cap that I put over her hair is going to lock the heat in and help not only tone it but lighten the base as well. And before we do a blow dry, we're doing a quick haircut on my client. She definitely needed a good trim, so this is going to freshen up the ends and make this color really come together. And whenever I cut hair, I always face my client towards the mirror and I stand behind her so that I stay nice and centered. I'm only facing my client towards the camera, obviously, so that you guys can see what I'm doing. And yeah, I'm just showing you guys like a quick run through of this haircut. Definitely leave me a comment down below telling me if you want a full in detail thorough haircut video. And now it's time for my favorite part, the big reveal. I always blow dry the front first because I just want to see the color right away. And I know my clients are ready to see it right away also, and I absolutely love how this blonde comes out on my client. It's nice and bright, and definitely I like to run the flat iron over her hair because it just creates even more shine. And this is the final result. I swear this glaze works magic on her hair. Look how well it lightened her base. And yeah, I just love doing this color on her hair. Definitely don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like these color videos and definitely want to see more in the future. Hit the bell for post notifications so that you're always notified whenever I upload a new video. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and follow me on Instagram. It's at Maxine Glynn, and I'm always posting my pictures with my formulas under it, so definitely check it out for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on this full head of highlights tutorial, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your Just watch me breaking